Hey guys, Hack Tutorials, and today I bring to you the fourth video of my series How to Make an RTM Tool for the PS3 with C++. So in this video I'll be showing you how to write functions for mods with multiple bytes and also how to change your name, or make a function to change your name inside your RTM tool. I apologize for any background noise because it just started snowing in Chicago, so those are just snow plows, so I apologize, but try and follow along. So the first thing I want to do is, well, you know that we're using a library called ps3.h as a header file. It's not showing it for me here, but I could go to it by following one of the functions that I'm using. Alright, so yeah, here's the whole header file, ps3lib.h, that's what I meant, ps3lib, made by Milky, right? We're using all this so that we could actually make the RTM tool. Well, I've gotten sort of like a revised version, an edited one, which works a lot better in terms of just specifically the connect and attach functions, so that you could actually add like a status bar which says connected and attached much easier. So to get that, I've just put a like txt in the description. It's here. So just go ahead and do Control A. So now everything is highlighted. Click Control C to copy everything. Go back in here, click Control A, Control V to paste the whole thing. So now you have the edited version inside here. Alright. Most of it's the same except the connect and attach again, which are a lot better. So now that you have this pasted, go inside your main window.cpp file, and I'll show you what to change. So, let's see. Okay, right here, we're going to delete PS3 connect default team IP. We're going to delete that. We're going to say if, then exclamation point, because if not, PS3 : connect. Okay. And then also else. So if it's not connected, then we're going to use the status bar. So we're going to go UI.statusbar.showMessage. Yep, okay. So that show message inside here, just go ahead and write the message you want to be shown. So we'll go ahead and say not connected. Okay. Let's go ahead and copy this and put it in the else. And here we're going to put connected. So this is saying if it's not connected, then say not connected in the status bar. Or else say it is connected. So we could, and also we have to change the attach one. It's the same thing. If not ps3 : attach, and then else UI.statusbar.showMessage. Inside of here, go ahead and put, actually here, we don't want to, like, we could just replace the connect message with the attach message after you attach, but I want to make it so that the status bar looks like this. First you get, hold on. So first when you connect, the status bar says connected, and then when you attach, it adds on a string that says plus attached, like that. Or if it doesn't attach, it would say not attached, like that. That's how I want it to look. So in order to do that, you need to go ahead and do UI.statusbar.currentMessage plus, and then I'm going to write plus, oh my bad, not attached. So what this will do is first it will get the current message, which will be either connected or not connected. Then it will concatenate it with another string that says plus not attached. So hopefully you'll see how this looks. Let's copy and paste this whole thing into the else statement and delete the not. Okay, and now hopefully we could go ahead and test this out and it will work. Okay, let's see, PS3 Connect, let's see. Too few arguments. I think we need to still put default TMAP IP in here. So let's just go in capital letters, default underscore TMAP IP, like that. And it should light up in navy blue or dark blue, and then that means it works. Okay, so now let's go ahead and run it. Okay, so let's go on the connection, click TMAP. My PS3 is on. I'm in a match of MW3, or in the game at least. So let's go ahead and click connected. Alright, connected to PS3, click OK. And now as you can see right here, there's a connected string right here. It says connected, that's the status bar. And if we click attach, it says attached to game process, click OK. It says plus attached. So that looks really nice. A lot better than before. Also before it was a little bit buggy, sometimes you have to connect twice for it to work and all that. Yeah, this one's just, it works nicer all around. And if you're interested as to how this works, you're probably thinking like, well, shouldn't this be a boolean if it's an if statement? That's exactly right. It's actually been changed to a boolean. It's a bool. So it just works a lot nicer. Rather than just being a void, which connects it, it checks if it's connected or not and does it for you. So it's pretty nice. Alright, now that you have that, first thing I want to do is, if you remember from the previous video where I showed you how to make put mods in here, I showed you to do something like this. You put the address plus 0x280 times 0. Well, I now realize like, why did I do that? Because this address plus this address times 0 is still just this address, because something times 0 is just 0. So according to PEMDAS and math, this is just saying this address plus 0, so there's no point. We just get rid of all this. I don't know why I was doing that. It's because when you're making SPRX, you actually need to worry about that because you need to account for all the clients. But in this case, we're just doing this for ourselves. So you can just delete all of that. So it just has the address and the byte, and it will work equally as well. So, alright, how do you get a function with multiple bytes to work? So in this case, like God mode, it has only one byte. 0xFF. What if it had multiple bytes in order to turn on? You can't just write 0xFF, 0x02 or something. You can't do that. Okay? And there are certain functions that actually do have something like that. So first off, I'm going to find a function that has multiple bytes. I know that superjump has multiple bytes. As you can see, we have normal is 3 bytes, high is 3 bytes, and super is 3 bytes. So what do we do with this? Well, I'll show you. So first off, let's just go ahead and go inside our mods. And let's make... I'm feeling a push button in this one. So let's go ahead and make a push button. Not really going for the style aspect of this. So I'm going to go ahead and call it super jump. Like that. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. Okay. I'm going to call this button super jump. So you can see it's called super jump. That's about it. So let's just go and right click on it, click go to slot, and click OK. Let's delete all that space and make space underneath it. Okay, so what are we doing here? It's going to look very similar to this, except instead of using write byte, we're going to be using something else. And when we have multiple things that are all part of one thing, if that makes sense, it's called an array. So we're going to make an array of bytes. So first, let's just make a bool, just like you would here, called bool. Let's call it sj, and set it equal to false. Okay, and so let's go ahead and make an if statement. If not false, so if sj is not false. And then afterwards, let's go ahead and write else. So the first thing we're going to do is make an array of bytes. So you just call it byte. This is the same thing as saying like int or char or double or float, blah blah blah. Okay, it's a byte. And it has its own value. If we hover over it, it's an unsigned char. That's what it is. So writing this would be the same thing as writing unsigned char, but there's no point. That's long and boring, so we write byte. Okay, to write byte and to make this array, we'll let's just call it something. Let's call it bytes, because why not? And then we'll put 2 brackets because it's an array and it has multiple things inside it. And let's set it equal to the 3 bytes. So in order to turn it on, I don't really want super. Super's too much. Let's just go ahead and go with high. So go ahead and paste the 3 bytes and add 0x before all of them. 0x and then also commas. The 0x, comma, 0x. It should look like this. So 0x44, comma, 0xf9, comma, 0xc0, like that. So those are the bytes to turn it on. And now the function we use to actually initiate it, it's called set memory. So let's go ahead and write ps3 because it's in the namespace, and then write set memory, set memory. Inside here, the first thing we write, just like usual, we write the address. So here's the address. Okay, that's the address, and then then it's looking for the bytes. So we actually write bytes as we have declared right here. And then it's looking for the size of the array. So we write size of, which is a standard C++ function, and we go size of, and then in the parentheses write bytes. So if you're not familiar with size of, give me a second. This is how it works. So I'm just going to make an int main. This is just an example in Visual Studio. But if we have int a, or actually let's go ahead and copy this exactly. So let's go ahead and first let's make something called bytes. So type def, you don't have to do this, I'm just showing what size of kind of does. Let's go type def unsigned char bytes. Okay. And then I need a semicolon. Yeah, okay. So now we have our own bytes. So we write bytes. Inside here, let's just go ahead and paste these. I could have just copy and pasted the whole thing, but so I have all these, right? And so if we were to go ahead and see out size of bytes, just like we have in here, we have size of bytes, it's going to return an int. So let's go ahead and run it. So we get 3. The size of this array is 3. The reason being, it's an array of unsigned characters. One character is 1 byte, and we have 3 of them, so that's 3 bytes. And this function, set memory, uses the size of these bytes for something. It's within the function, but that's just so you understand what size of bytes does. If we wanted to get size of int, you know, if you just typed in size of int, you'd get 4 or 8, depending on what system you're on. If you did just char, you'd probably get 1. So it's kind of like that. All right. So you get that. And now after this, just go ahead and write sj equals true, just like we had before. Now we can copy and paste the whole entire thing again. First thing we're going to do is change this to false. This is going to stay the same, this line, and then what's going to change here is the bytes. So let's delete all this, and we're going to want to put it back to normal. So here's normal. Paste that. Do what we did before, 0x, put a comma, 0x, put a comma, 0x. There we go. So it looks good. So take a look at this. This is how it should look like. So let's go ahead and Control S and run it. So PS3 is on. I'm in W3. Okay, so let's go ahead. TMAPI, let's connect to it. Attach. Okay, so connected and attached. Let's go into mods. I'm going to start up the game. Okay, so I'm in the game. Here's the tool. Let's just go ahead and test our other functions. Remember, we got rid of the client interval and all that. We had 0x280 and stuff, so let's go ahead and test it to see that it's all the same without that. So God mode looks good. Again, there's a delay because of my capture card, so let's undo that. It's normal. There's UFO mode. Let's click it. Now I could fly across the map. Elevate ourselves. Alright, so good, it works. Now for the moment of truth, let's go ahead and click super jump. There we go, we jumped really high. Super jump works. I should have turned on God mode, shouldn't I? And super jump's still on, right? Yes, it is. This delay is huge. So if we click super jump again, I just clicked it again, and we jump, it's back to normal. Super jump again, nice and high. Super jump again, normal. So clearly our super jump function works just fine. So now I'm going to show you how to make the name changer. Alright, so go inside your main window.ui, and we're going to make something called line edit. There's a snowplow literally right on my driveway. This is pissing me off. Alright, so in this bar right here, go ahead and search the word line. So we have line edit right here. Just go ahead and drag it on. Make it bigger maybe, I don't know. And this is where the user can type something in, the name they want to, change. So now we have this. We don't really need to change the name of this or anything. Line edit is fine. And then delete that, and we're going to put a push button underneath it, which we will name it change name. Change name. Is that even? There we go, I think that's even. Okay, and let's name this to change name. Right click on change name, click go to slot, click OK. Inside here, it's just one line of code, pretty simple. We're going to be using a function called write string. So write ps3 : write string. Inside here, first we're going to put the address. So I'm going to go Control F on this page. Type name change offset. It's right here. Name change offset. Go ahead and copy. 0x01 BBB C2C, right? Control V, and put a comma after it, and this is where you get the text. Okay. So what do we use for the text? Well, we want to get the text from the line edit. Whatever they typed into the line edit, that's what we want to change it to. So what you would pretty much do is you would write ui.lineEdit.text. Okay, and if you use this, okay, then this returns whatever is in the line edit. However, since we're in Qt Creator, okay, this is a Q string. Okay, this text right here equals type Q string. But if we look at this function inside in the parameters, it says it wants a const char text. So the ui.lineEdit.text is a Q string, not a const char. So we would want to convert it to I'll just write this, to a const char. How we do that? The easiest way to do that is by putting this inside something called qprintable. So we write q, lowercase q, uppercase p, and then printable, and it lights up navy blue or dark blue, just like default tmap PIP up here. Okay, so then we put this whole line inside parentheses and it off. So qprintable. It's a function which converts this to a const char. So we can get rid of all this, and what do? We write qprintable, and inside here we write ui.lineEdit.text. Okay. So now that we have this in here, make sure you have all the parentheses and all. This should work. So what it does is it goes to the memory address of your name, and it changes whatever string is there to the string that's inside the line edit, which the user typed in. Okay, so let's go ahead and test this out. So Control S. Let's go ahead and click tmappy, connect, attach, go to mods, Okay, type in, let's say, tutorial. If we click change name, there's going to be a delay, but there we go. It says tutorial. It worked. If you want to mess around with the colors, you have to find some source with, like, I think there are like 7 to 10 colors or something you could use. I know that 1 is red, so you'd go upper caret 1, no space, just put it directly before, click change name, and it'll become red. 2 is green. You can mess around with this to see what 3 is. Is that blue or something? No, it's yellow. So you can mess around with that. And this is something that you can really do a lot with a name changer. I'm going to show you my RTM tool, which I'm working on, and how the name changer there works. I already showed it in my last video because I was showing you how to find addresses and stuff. So this is how mine is coming along, and this is what you could get yours to look like. So I'm going to go to name changer. Ah, crap. So I'm going to write like hello YouTube, and I have all these buttons that will change it, which will add the color to it. So if I click red, it automatically adds a red before this, and it changes the name to red. I also have name flash on and off. So if I turn it on, it starts flashing, and I could turn it off, and it goes back to normal. So this is all stuff you can do if you really want to know how to do this. I don't have time in this video, but I could show another video. This stuff is fairly easy. This I could show how to do, but that's all the time I have for this video. So that's enough for RTM tool tutorialing. However, I do want to say, I don't know how many of you are interested in this series. I don't know, like, if this is popular to any extent, because I don't get too many views. I don't get too much attention for this. I know I have a few people on my channel being like, when's the next video, which I really appreciate. I don't know how popular it is. I do, however, know that people probably would rather know how to make an SPRX menu, which I'm not saying I'm going to stop the series. I still will continue the series, but go ahead and leave in the comments and let me know if you want to know how to make an SPRX menu. Just to let you know, this is a lot easier than an SPRX menu. Because in SPRX menu there's a lot more concepts to understand, and it's more advanced C++, but I can still go for it because there realistically aren't many tutorials on YouTube. You have Stanky Mods, who has a series of 3 tutorials, which are not bad by any means. You also have Bad Like Brian, who explains it, but I think I can go into a lot of depth. So let me know if you want to know how to make an SPRX menu, which is also in C++. And I will make a very detailed series on that if you'd like. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.